I do believe that I am now going live and can be heard. But with that said, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ranger, and I'm going to be your caster today. But right now, we are going to be getting into, if you saw the title beforehand, if anybody is here, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure my thing says only 2 people were there, and I'm pretty sure I'm one of them. So nobody's watching, but introductions are still needed. We're going to have Ryder versus Siena. This game is a reschedule from this past week, about like 3 days old, but we're finally going to be getting into it. And yeah, Ryder, Siena, a good matchup. But enough about the teams right now. Let me introduce my team. As you can see on screen right now, I am joined by Nifty Bean and Nourishment. Nifty Bean, would you like to introduce yourself?
For people who don't know me, I was on the team from last year to 3 years before that. I graduated, sadly, but I'm sharing on my home team and also Siena because I love Siena. Moi moi, kiss kiss.
We do love Siena in this household. And speaking of Siena, being joined by an alumni themselves as well. We're all alumni at this point. We're all sad and depressed. But speaking of alumni, for Siena specifically, we are joined by Nourishment. Introduce yourself, Nourishment.
Hey, how's it going? Nourishment here. I went to Siena from 2019 to 2023, and I am here to cheer on my friends at Siena and Ryder. We love Ryder.
We're all friends here. It's a good thing that we don't hate each other. But if anybody else is seeing the graphic on the screen, sadly, one of our players, he's currently in the back line of the enemy team and cannot be found. He keeps pressing I need healing, but we are not going to put our lives at risk for him. Soggy will not be joining us for the rest of this game because exactly that. The last time he did that, he got slept by Nourishment and then dunked on by the rest of her team. So, yeah. Fun fact, that's where the exact
Oh,
image is from when he tried to do that. So it's actually really fitting for that. Speaking of like old games, if we are also aware that the image is from the Overwatch 1 day. So we go back some time, very old. We're some old players. We're basically ancient at this point in time. And yeah, I would say history wise, and would you agree with me, Nourishment, that Ryder and Sienna always had a good back and forth in terms of probably not really the you guys. I would say Sienna almost always won the games, but the problem was Ryder and Sienna always went to like game map 5 or map 6 because we did that once, which was crazy.
no, Ryder and Siena always were probably the best matchup team-wise. I might be biased, but we were always really, really well matched.
Always well matched and going the distance, taking the most amount of the time that we could, putting off other games, making people mad just because one of us wanted to win. We're sorry, but not at the same time. But yeah, Ryder and Sienna being some of the stronger matched up teams. That was during our years. In the most recent years, I would say last year and this year, I think Sienna has improved themselves or Ryder has downgraded themselves. It's up to your evaluation of how you want to interpret that. I do think that Sienna did get significantly better sometimes. Even with the loss of nourishment, it's sad to say, but life is carrying, and not even carrying, but life is like carrying her own or their own to elevate the support line in the absence of nourishment, in my opinion. I have seen life get a lot better, and yeah, would I don't know how you feel about that statement, nourishment. I don't mean to undersell you, but
No, no, life was always, they're always my support duo, and they always words. They're really keeping it going.
yes. And let me actually get you in this lobby before anything goes crazy now that we have been opened up to it. And Nifty Bean is still sitting on the enemy team, ready to play at any point in time. Nifty, we appreciate your support skills, both on the team of Ryder and apparently also on the team of Sienna.
I'm
So,
getting my graduate there,
oh, damn
bro.
it. Never mind. Apparently, you have been sat out.
Damn.
But yeah. So Ryder and Sienna, going back in the history, I think we've always occupied about fourth, fifth, or sixth back and forth spots. This year, with the current standings as is, with actually, I like to take a quick note and acknowledge like Niagara's growth. They are crazy right now. They are moving up in the ranks. I'm pretty sure they are technically fifth right now, maybe sixth. And due to Niagara's improvement and Ryder's downgrade, that sits Siena somewhere in between. I don't believe they are sixth. They're either Siena currently sits at seventh or eighth place, where it really depends on how Fairfield is doing right now. But Ryder is currently struggling in that bottom three spot right now, only followed up by Canisius and Sacred Heart University. So right now, this game is very important for Ryder to set themselves up for like just better looks. I don't think they have what it currently takes to like get into the top four and like look for like a championship run. But they really have been practicing hard to not be a bottom three team. And depending on how Siena comes at this today, they're gonna find out whether or not that statement is true. I know Cork is putting in the work, but Siena's not sitting around doing nothing. But with that said, in terms of the ranks of the current season, I feel like you two are not very keeping up with the season as much as I am, sadly, because I am watching all the games. You two are very busy, but what are you two expecting from this fine game of Ryder Siena? Let's start with Nifty.
Just want a good showing. I love both of these teams. I'm rooting for Ryder, of course, but like if Siena wins, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be too upset. I love both these teams, and I just want to see a good, fun game, which I know for a fact that they'll probably give us. So I'm not worried.
And how about you, Nourishment? What are you looking forward to?
Just like Nifty said, I'm looking forward to a really good game between two really good teams, very good friends. Um, dude, my words are not coming. Um,
It's all good in as we it's okay if we take our time right now anyway, because we are missing a
yeah,
player for the side of Siena. Who it is, I currently don't know. I have received word that we are gonna forego the classic tank that is Sethri. He is typically the tank player, but today he is a little bit busy, so he will be taking the back seat. And I do believe most likely Mr. Altitude will be stepping into that position to fill the hole. But as the final player does join, we might be getting into this shortly as the teams do go through map ban. One thing I'd like to note is that Ryder has seen some new roster additions over the winter break, and we are going to be seeing one of the players in the starting lineup, Kowalski, going to be taking in or coming in for the DPS lineup. And for Siena, I believe I haven't seen Chunk and Bailey all that often recently, but it's going to be interesting to see how they play into this. Siena is going to be picking the red side, so thank God I do not have to change graphics. I always hate having to change graphics, but I learned how to do it, so it's not a big issue. Mr. Altitude has been the support. Now, Nourishment, do you have any idea who's gonna actually be covering that support position? Since I do believe Mr. Altitude is gonna be stepping up into the tank.
well, from my a little bit outdated knowledge of the team, we do always have life in that support role. I have seen Bailey in a decent amount of support, at least in previous years. Not absolutely certain about Chunk or Static Beta, but it is possible that we will see either one of them, or maybe Bailey will come back on that support.
Static Beta, I do believe, made an appearance last time. I think he was playing Venture, so most likely not gonna be that support from him. But you never know. Flexible players are all around. Come on, like it's not hard. Mr. Altitude's going into the tank position, most likely. I think. I hope. I'll eat my words if he doesn't. But yeah, so it's going to be quite interesting. Probably not going to be carrying the same hero pool that we typically see from Sethri, the Diva, the Winston, the Roadhog specifically that terrorized me back in that match. I am still shook. Thank God that was on Hanamura. Hanamura is gone. We don't talk about TCP anymore.
Geronimura.
Soon to be, what is it called? What was that game mode that they're removing next season? Is it Clash?
Yeah, Clash.
Oh, thank God, Clash. I think we're still since we're in the season, technically, Clash is still a viable option for a map pick. This game should Ryder and Sienna go to it, but I don't think anybody likes Clash. I think we all prefer push. I ain't gonna lie. I think I prefer push, and I hate push. These teams are taking quite some time to figure it out. Why did your school spell their name wrong? What is going on? I'm so
Dude, everyone's beefing with the one N, Sienna.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to probably type it with two, and that's my bad.
It's a very common mistake. On behalf of Sienna, no offense taken. It is a little bit funny.
I think the only other name in the Mac that people would mess up, and I think it's just pronunciation. I'm pretty sure I would always type it right, but
Yeah.
Canisius, however people would pronounce it, it was always interesting. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm laughing at the lobby chat.
Oh, okay. Let's cast their R this. As we are looking to get into games shortly. Hopefully, Cork knows how to run a lobby. Apparently not this entire time. Everybody's R'd up, but no, the lobby has not started.
I believe in them.
If this is a showing of how Ryder's going to play, a little bit behind, a little bit slow to the action, we're going to see if it's reflective in their play right now. But I know they like to run that speed composition with the Lucio and potentially the Junker Queen shout out of spawn. We will see shortly. I'm really about to go to the other channel and yell at Cork to just boot us up. But yeah. Any other thing, any other little tidbits you could tell us about Sienna before we get into game nourishment?
I think I'm going to be about as surprised as you guys are to see what we see. But
But anything from the
I know we're
past?
going to have a great anything from the past. I mean, I always have to come in supporting my fellow support life. So I'm going to keep a special eye on them. But overall, I think we're going to see a great game from Sienna and Ryder, both sides.
I will say playstyles have definitely changed over the years. The brawl compositions have changed too, I believe, Rush, but I think that's just the nature of Overwatch 2 and the lack of two tanks. Very different times from what we once were in. And as we finally hit that entering game button, and I'm going to transition us away. So goodbye, caster view, but we will still be able to be heard as we head to sub base as the first map. And I saw a ball hover for a second, trying to be funny with it, but I think that was just because the map had not officially started. Grizz trying to riz up the other team, or I mean, intimidate the other team apparently in the chat. Hopefully that goes well. Yeah. I don't know what to expect from Sienna right now, mainly because of the tank being missing. I do expect a Junker Queen from Ryder. So we will see. But the ball was not just a hover, unless it still is a hover, but never mind. There's the Ramatra. Okay. Gotta... Chat, clip it. This is a PG-13 broadcast. Alright, thoughts on the compositions from both teams? Nourishment starting.
Oh boy, let me take a look.
I
I
do.
think we have some pretty. Whoop, go ahead.
I was gonna say I do enjoy the May pick, especially to catch out the rush from Cork, but not typical on this map. But it is actually gonna be just that, as I call it. But they are gonna be able to free him by shooting that wall real down real quick. But Cork just disengages, and this is now another slow brawl as these teams just take a poke fight. But Grizz is going to be finding the poking into the head of Static that May we were just like surprised by for a second. Goes down first, but then Cork is the second to fall. And now, Ryder's slowly backing up. They are putting some pressure by trying to cap this point. But right now, Mr. Altitude has free reign to go down and control the point. It is just a tank and the squishies on the point right now, as he does try to go onto Ryan. But Ryan is not going to go down quickly, as he does wall ride. The little froggy boy is a lot more squirrely than he looks. And right now, instead, Ryder actually just returned the favor and returned to the top high ground. They don't have control of this point, and they give it up to Siena. And eventually they re-engage once they all group up. Grizzly does find the chunk, but it doesn't matter. Mr. Altitude is going to find two. Guy and Grizz are going to fall. Cork alone in this corner. He has one support, one DPS on his back, except now that wall is going to cut that sight line off. And right now, Cork is trying his best, finds one. He's just buying time, waiting for the return of his teammates. They do have the spawn advantage, and now Mr. Altitude is the one that feels alone right now. There's no Mei wall to protect him. They're cut off the side of Ryder, and they finally flip the map after 30% has gone over. Right now, Grizz is on the offense, but he doesn't go too far. It doesn't cost him his life. Right now, Cork is really going in there. I'm not even getting a time to calm down. Can we please give me a break real quick? But instead, he's just going to ult in, immediately finding 3, getting that Carnage down onto 3 and cutting off their healing. There is no chance to survival for any of them. The only one that's right now alive is Mr. Altitude, as his teammate does die off into the corner to Guy TM. And right now, Siena needs to regroup. Whew.
Very clean compared to the previous fights. The previous fights felt really scrappy in comparison.
One of the things I like is how Ryder is playing this. They are not forcing anything. They're not pushing themselves up into anything crazy that they cannot take. And as I say, this ultimates are coming out from the side of Siena. The Annihilation coming out to try to stop any push, but Grizzly does find Bailey at the end of the day. Life does try to put down the immortality field, but it gets taken out by the fellow support. Grizz finally going down, annihilated, as the ult name does imply. Life does take off to the sky, as Cork was looking for them, but it doesn't matter as they don't get found. Static Beta is going to be ulting, not Static Beta, Chunk is going to be the one that's ulting off into the corner to try to create more pressure, and right now Ryder's on the run. Sojourn, the only one left after that fight, but they are probably going to turn over this point. They are going to net 75%, 73%. I feel like it should have went over the 74% for a second, but it did not tick. Okay. Right now, as soon as Siena sets up top, they're given no time. Ryder's immediately rushing in. Grizz with the blade goes into the backline, but the backline is followed up by some fists from Ramatra himself, as now he is going to be going on the offensive, ignoring this Junker Queen that's punishing his back, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the entire team of Ryder is dead. And the entire team of Siena is left alive except for that tank. So right now, Siena's in a good spot, but we are entering potential last fight territory where we flip the map and then only have time, actually 2 more fights. If Ryder could flip the map or flip the point, they will have, Siena will definitely have time to come back for 1 more. But if Ryder does not pressure this point quick enough, 1 last fight and we're going to the next point.
This ends now.
Is going to be coming out for Sojourn, finding 1. Chunk does go down with the chunks from the railgun shots, immediately taking them out. Oh, Bailey is taken to the sky, very dangerous with the railgun online, but does not get found out. But it doesn't matter, it's not Bailey that's in danger, it's Life that is. Right now, a Mei and a Ramatra left on point, 99% for Siena. This is not, we are now going to be entering last fight territory, and this really matters, but the ultimate economy on the side, on both of these teams, just 2 support ults, 1 for each side. Which one's going to come out on top? Honestly, Bailey has the stronger one.
They also have Rampage, which could be very devastating.
Rampage did just come up online. It was not there when I said it, and it is going to come through. Cutting off all that healing.
Rampage.
Doesn't matter if you have a support ultimate. If you can't heal through it, no Kiriko there to cut that off, and the quintuple kill comes through. Grizzly slashing, slash. I can't speak. Just dashing through everybody and ending that fight real quick. Ryder on the brink of losing that fight. Bring it back with 1 more fight, and now sub base is there, but the game is not over yet, as we are gonna bring it to Icebreaker. Knowing the names of the map is sometimes hard for me, but sadly I've learned.
You know, I never learned all of... I never learned it for this map in particular.
I don't blame you.
Or
It's
this series of
Overwatch
maps.
too. Do you know Lijiang Towers at least?
Maybe not on the spot. But if you place me in one of those maps, I can figure out where I am.
Night Market Control Center. I'm cooked.
Night Market, Control Center, and Gardens. Gardens is like throughout 3 different maps. Anyway, Grizz with the quick TP to get Ryder there first. Even with all the speed they had, they still commit the TP. Right now, Static Beta actually finding the head of Ryguy off onto the side, but Siena is not going full speed ahead right now, not pressuring the side of Ryder. Right now, actually, Static is cutting off Ryder from returning to their side, but Cork is not going to take that, is not going to go down lightly with that, and he is going to go aggressive, but he isn't going to find anybody. At the end of the day, Mr. Altitude is going to be the one getting the better of him, and right now, Siena starts this map off with a point in their favor once again. Ooh.
Yeah, it was a little doubtful at first that it didn't immediately capitalize off that Lucio pick, but it worked out pretty well for them.
Quite slow, probably playing their cooldowns. I can't see all of them, but speaking of cooldowns, the knife from Cork actually finds his way into Static Beta. The one who led out the fight last time is no more. Now he's on the reverse end of this. Cork is looking to make his way into the backline of Siena. But so is Mr. Altitude, just for the flip side of Ryder. But it's not going to work out in their favor, as instead Cork is going to come back, help. Once again, that knife kill is what's finding these kills. He's not shooting, he's not using his axe, he's just throwing a knife and it's bleeding the enemy dry. Kowalski finishing off life. That Kiriko mirror finally coming through to cancel out Cork's ultimate. And I know Cork, he's gonna stay with the Junker Queen pick no matter what. Even if it gets canceled.
I mean, heck, you can make it work. Rush comes out.
Rush comes out, and the Annihilation is going to be there to slow down everything. It doesn't matter if Beta is going to be taking out Kowalski. And now, Grizzly is going to fall, and this point is going to be slowly getting flipped back over to the side of Siena as Ryguy does fall finally. And once again, that Sojourn making their way out.
Rush combined with the AWOL and Ram ult, that was actually pretty huge.
Taking this poke, getting real low, Mr. Altitude. But the blade is going to be coming through, looking for multiple as the Carnage also does come through.
All these
That looked weird. I think there was lag on Cork's end as the Carnage comes through. He kind of slides outside of the Mei ult, and as he turns around, all he sees is the enemy team that is Siena, and ultimately it leads to his death. Once again, this Sojourn on the last try to be the one that gets out. Siena looking to get to that 99% once again, but Ryder's a lot further. Last time they were at 71%, but now they're at 38%. Nourishment, oh no!
I'm here.
But are you in game?
For a moment. I'm not.
No, sadly we lost our caster from the game as Ryder is actually going to be going aggressive right now. Ultimate's going crazy. Once again, that knife kill onto Mr. Altitude. It doesn't matter what he does. His knife is going to be the one that gets the kill. Blaze is finding Chunk down, and Bailey knows they need to die. They try to stagger Bailey, but Bailey goes out swinging, punching Grizzly. And gets the kill. Nifty, would you be able to re-invite Nourishment when you get the chance?
Yeah. Watch the ego, Grizz. Watch the ego.
He knew, he did a good job at trying to stagger them, and honestly, where was the heals from the supports? That is a genuine question.
I mean, maybe.
Just maybe. Anyway, once again, re-engage from Siena. They really get onto this point, and Ryder gives them the space to do so, but is that just so Cork can get into the backline immediately? 1-for-1, DPS be down. Ryder's not going to go down just quite yet, but Kowalski is going to be finding his head gone as the bullet from Chunk makes his way in. The ultimate is going to be coming in from the high noon. It's very dark outside right now. There is no light, but yeah, and no kills are also going to be found out. The Annihilation is going to be coming through, and Cork is going to be finding himself on the back end of this fight. 3 for Mr. Altitude. and that 99% is going to be going over. Sojourn is here and can potentially slide onto the point, but instead they're just going to slide on out of there as they do lose this point, 100 to 99%.
Score 1-1.
Very, I'm just very happy that this went to the very last point.
And this is the one point
True to the
I do not know.
true to the history of these two teams, really just the back and forth, every fight, every map. We are just keeping it going.
It's like a prop, bro, fulfilling it
If-
constantly.
Well,
Truly.
if we keep the prophecy going, then my prediction that Siena will win this game will come true, most likely. I'm pretty sure if I were to think about all the years I've ever played against Siena, I think Ryder probably has like a 30-40% win rate against Siena. Siena got most of the better of us.
Come on, Ryder, break the prophecy.
Siena definitely would beat us in playoffs if we ever had to play them. Now, the one prophecy that I always hate comes through is that Ryder always, if they were to go to round 2, goes up against Maris. That one sucks. I hate that. Anyway, quick brawl up here results in Chunk going down. Nothing crazy just yet. A slow fight, but the flap does get, even with Mr. Altitude very close, I thought he was on the point, close enough to be touching it and deny the point, but instead, Ryder still flip it with him there. Get about 3% before taking him out. And now Static's on the retreat, looking to jump off the map, not give any ult charge. Only really denying about like 10 ult charge points. Not that much. But yeah, so now Ryder's in control of the point first. So let's see how this results this time around. Siena lost and then won that round. Now I wonder what Ryder's gonna do. Can't spell Grizz without Riz. That is a true statement.
No way.
Siena is going to be speeding in here, looking to go on high ground, cancel or just deny that positioning for the supports or for the DPS. DPS of Siena make their way up there themselves, but they're going to be finding themselves dead. Mr. Altitude cannot do exactly what Cork here is going to be able to do. And Life trying to run up the wall for a hot second, gets pulled off the point, just decides that their fate is sealed. It stands there, and Cork hands it to them. Bullet into the head. They go back to spawn. 70% on the board for Ryder right now. And 0 for Siena. Should note that just in case anybody's not watching actively. But right now, Siena is going to be coming in with that Kiriko ultimate. 2 ultimates are going to be coming online, and right now the Kitsune is going to guide you into the carnage. A lot of anti-heal is going to be coming out, but no deaths. Actually, just 1 death is going to be found. Make it 2. Life is going to actually return those 2 real quick. Kowalski, Grizz, no more kills for you. Static Beta is going to be finding Cork, the most important member of the team right now. That big beefy tank. Life going crazy. I chose a perfect time to watch them as they turn this point over. 99.
You know, I will be completely honest with you guys. I thought it was over for Siena for this map, but I'm glad to see that they've proved me wrong and we get to see some more gameplay on this map.
One of my old statements, and Nifty might remember this, was whenever we were going to the game, I would be like, never mind, let me talk about this game real quick, as Ryder immediately ults to go on the point, gets 2, finds 3, maybe make it 4, as Ryder's looking to end this point out. They are not going to be losing any more people as that beat from Ryan comes through, and right now the team kill is probably going to secure the deal, as Siena is going to be losing Antarctic Peninsula to Ryder 2-1 in this first map.
Pretty good showing. Both teams had their moment in the spotlight. I think this is definitely winnable for Siena. Like, I actually do see this being quite close.
I think it really comes down to those first engages. Watching both these tanks, like, be lost into the enemy backline, and who comes out on top really defines the fights. Sometimes it was Mr. Altitude, sometimes it was Quark. It really is a toss-up, and it's technically up to them to decide who's winning those fights in those moments. So yeah, those two really have to be the game definers. They are the tanks. Even without support, they're just running amok in the backlines. At the end of the day, if the backlines cannot sustain themselves, go next fight. But yeah, back to what I was saying to you, Nourishment. One thing I used to say to Ryder every game we would go into, it was basically along the lines of, we're not going to win this game, but can you guys prove me wrong? Every time I just wanted my team to prove me wrong, because yeah, that would mean we would win. And yeah, Siena was very close to losing that fight, and just those 2 quick kills off of life, Static coming in to finish off Cork, allowed them to like have one glimpse of hope, but then Ryder came back with everything, literally like 3 ultimates to like seal the deal. Also, let me bring us back in. Let's not stare at that. Any kind of inspirational quotes from Siena would you guys go through? What was your guys' like pregame ritual, if anything?
Um, we didn't really have a particular pregame ritual. We kind of just all got together, said, "Hey, we're gonna have a good game. We're gonna either win or lose, but we're gonna have a good time playing." And kind of going in with that positive mindset of, "Hey, whatever happens, happens," really made it a fun game regardless of the outcome,
I like
especially when it
that.
was against Ryder.
I feel like all we.
I miss
I feel like
I miss
the
game rituals of the past.
the pre-quick play, the pre-game quick play games.
Oh my god, yeah, where we would just get matched up against each other. Like I
That
know for a fact
Oh,
too.
yes.
once.
The amount of times we went up against Niagara the most, I think, was our randomness. But Siena, we got a couple times. I think we would just typically get random players here and there of like the top players. Like I'm pretty sure we saw Quinnipiac players here and there. Never the full team, but like that one player that didn't want to do comp, so he's doing quick play. Once in a while, face Misk. Like even Maris players, they as much as like they are like some of the top players, they enjoy quick play here and there. Don't know if we got a R. But we are looking for Dorado as the second map, and as we take a look at the casters once again, we are still missing Soggy. He is still in the enemy backline. When will he return from the war? Don't know. He is missed. Oh wait, there he is. He's in chat. He's in chat and not...
Come back, Saki. We miss you.
Chat is the backline, apparently. And yes, Dorado is going to be the map that we are being brought to. A good first point dive situation. They did rework the map a little bit to enable brawlers to get up there a little better. So Corked is not going to be too bad here. But at the same time, first point is still dive centric. So I feel like maybe leading on somebody else would be, it'd be wise. But is he going to do it? Probably not.
Ready for battle.
And yeah, once again, we're going to see him on the Junker Queen. But he is on defense, so it is completely understandable. The dive is going to be
I'm more
coming
interested
to him.
in Altitude Monkey. That's what I'm interested in.
Mr. Winton, I mean Mr. Altitude on the Winton.
Indeed, indeed. I'm excited.
Chunk's Widow.
I can't.
I'm curious about that.
Yeah, are they going for a quick pick here, or are they actually sticking with it? If they stick with it, I'm kind of curious to see how that would end up.
Actually, we're swapping off of the
Aw, boring.
Winton to the new man Hazard himself. still has some pretty good
Boring.
dive potential as he is coming up here to disrupt this high ground that is controlled by Corkin no longer. Now Mr. Altitude drops down, so does his health, bringing brought down real close to 60. He pops behind that corner and gets healed up. Good teammates on that end. Grizz getting the better of Chunk, as it doesn't matter what that Widow does. Can't headshot if you're dead. It's now Grizz 1v1 with this other Genji. Not going to be finding anything. He finds a low health target. He really dives in, tries to finish off the kill with the dash, but they get healed up. Bailey making their escape. Thank you to life. Just in time. Dive is going to come through as Mr. Altitude does try to cut off Cork, but the ball misses in the moment. Now is his go time. He goes in the backline. Grizz is really going hard onto these follow-ups on that Cork is needing. And right now, Ryder is holding this first point. 1 minute gone already. And this cart barely made it around the corner of the building. What was that? 26 meters? Not even that much.
Yeah, Ryder has pretty good synergy right now, I'd say.
Yeah, they're really sticking with the team comp that worked with them for our first map there. I don't believe I see any changes, whereas we see a couple on Siena's side.
The Genji and the Sojourn coming out, but right now Genji's going back to spawn. Maybe potential switch right now as he is finding zero success. Both, like, I mean this in the nicest way, but both Siena's DPS are double behind the DPS ultimates of Ryder right now, and it's just very harsh. Ryder's gonna have almost every ultimate up. Well, now Siena also negating theirs as they switch over to the Winston and lose all that ult charge. He was at about probably 80%. That lockdown was gonna be good for something, but now they're gonna forego it. And right now, Cork and Grizz finding another kill. Chunk is gonna be found out. Bailey trying to go in to help their team, but it doesn't matter.
They just can't kill him.
If they can't
Oh,
win.
finally.
Oh, Winton getting the better. He says greetings as he takes down Ryguy and returns to get Grizz right now. Ryder finding themselves in a weird situation. Grizz catches himself out, and Ryan found himself caught out with a Winston. And now Ryder needs to play a little defensively. Needs to give up a bit of the point in order for them to regroup and have a clean fight. But this is a free push for Siena a little bit right now. Now Ryder is here to hold the point. At this corner, the charge is going to be coming out. Shout, Kitsune is going to guide you, and Kitsune is also going to counter guide you as both teams just throw it out into here. I just watched Bailey get hooked in, and it looked like they were flying just like straight at the side of Ryder, but straight into death. So yeah, Kowalski's going to be finding themselves down. And right now, both the Sojourns are going crazy against each other, but Chunk is going to be finding the better of lasers. Right now, Time for the Reckoning is going to be coming out. The Carnage is going to be finding 3. And right now, Bleeding Chunk is going to be going down. And right now, Cork is looking to hold down this fort right now with his team, but right now, the beat is going to come out to keep him actually alive. Good beat. The Dragon becomes you, and everything is coming out from the side of Ryder to try to negate this push. But also the beat from the side of Siena is going to keep everybody alive long enough. Grizz almost going down as the Winston is looking for the kill. He does not find the kill with the Tesla cannon, so he switches to the arms, going crazy, going into the backline. And so is Corked. Finding 1, finding 2, about to find 3. Right now, Static is trying to finish this up as he does have his ultimate online. And right now, all that's left is Corked. But he is, never mind, not that as formidable as I thought he was going to be. Right now, Ryder does have 2 nearby that can stop this push. Right now it's Ryan and a Genji. That Genji being Grizz, he is going to be looking to go in, and it's go time for the side of Ryder as Sojourn is going to be ulting to do as much damage. Spin to win comes out, die, die, die. And everybody does eventually. Mr. Altitude, Static fine 2, 3, Bailey getting the better of Ryan, and burning into overtime. Siena finally gets this first point.
Yeah, that Reaper ult was pretty clutch there, combined with Altitude's efforts as well. It just worked out very nicely for them.
This fight going on up here. Ooh, Chunk is going to be caught out. But I don't think that's going to net Ryder. Actually, no, Ryder is going to be looking to come in here and taking a look at Life's POV as they are struggling to keep this Winston alive. He is putting himself in a bit of a dangerous position, but if Ryder does not go right now, he is going to be able to sustain up. But the Winston's going to be the one that's sustaining up, but as soon as he drops, so did the though Lucio immediately, and without that, now Life needs to TP out, and Siena are once again having to go back to spawn, and Ryder can hold this point. 1 minute and 30 seconds remain on the clock.
Yeah, a little dire, but I think we'll one clean fight. Siena can still clutch this.
Got a couple good ults coming up on Siena.
That's it.
Beat and Winston arms keep people alive, both Winston and everybody else. Right now, Mr. Halter is going to have to pop that ultimate as he is going to be brought into such a low position of health. Right now, Carnage is going to be there to try to counter any push from Siena, but the problem is Cork pushes himself up into a position that he cannot get back to his team quick enough as Static finds 2 more. And right now, Cork he's not even able to find 1, is the only one left on point, and is going to be finding himself caught out as Siena is making this push with the final 40 seconds in this second point towards the end. I think a contest will be able to come through, but if it doesn't, I wouldn't be mad because I think Ryder is in no position to get in here quick enough without causing death. However, the ultimate is going to be coming through. Kowalski, and yeah, but the point does get capped as now everybody from Ryder wasted ultimates, and now they're actually just going to back up. They are not going to force this if they know it's already gone.
Yeah, Siena's coming about 4 ults here. Those last 2 fights, they only had to use Primal, and that's about it. Their ult economy is quite good right now.
Sojourn is going to be finding themselves in a bad situation. Sojourn lasers for the side of Ryder gets brought down to like 10 HP, slides their way out, and gets healed up. Very close to being a bad situation. Grizzly going to be diving into an ulting Reaper and Winston with a Tesla cannon. The Static Beta thought he could keep going, but he got shot out real quick. 2 for the side of Ryder to return this fight. Right now, it's 2-3 in terms of manpower. But Siena is making the call to back up. They do not have the spawn advantage that Ryder does.
60 seconds remaining.
Smart for realizing that.
Oh, Life is hiding away.
But they do have that TP. They didn't want to burn it, but eventually they have to.
Both teams 3 ults, one of them now being popped.
I am watching Sojourn for the side of Ryder, but it does appear that Lasers is lagging, but it doesn't matter as I switch to Cork now, and we are going to be seeing the Carnage looking for that Lucio. Not going to be finding the kill just yet. Everything is going wrong for Cork. He sees nothing but low HP targets, and he is not able to capitalize on any of them. Now, he is that low HP target himself, as he is begging for heals. He is looking to play the walls. The man lives with barely any health. I was on the edge of my... I really wasn't, but I was on the edge of my seat watching this man get dropped down to 4 health and play. He was dancing with the wall for a second to stay alive. Siena does not finish him off. This might prove bad for them.
They will have a chance to touch.
They do have a chance to touch. Life does have their ultimate, and Winston is close to theirs, but they might be brought down low enough to the point where it doesn't matter as Ryder is going to be finding 3 real quick. Life gets the better of Grizzly.
Ryder with the 4 ults.
Ryder does have 4 ults to secure this round and cut it short, but the distance gained is definitely holdable for the side of Siena.
Yeah, they locked in as soon as they got to that second point, and that worked out way well for them than the worst case scenario where they would have lost at first.
Ugh.
They really brought it back from that first point, struggling to get out around that first corner. Had a pretty good push and pretty good chance that they'll be able to hold it down.
They really ran. One of the biggest problems between the first and second points was targets finding themselves caught out, that being on the side of Ryder. At first it was Grizz pushing up. Actually, it was Ryan first to go down as everybody ignored the Winston, but Ryan could not as he led to his death eventually. With the return of the Winston, he found Grizz, and then eventually Ryder fell apart, and Siena started to push from there. On the second point, it's funny to say that Cork caught himself out by ulting, going off the top of the high ground and ending up in no man's land to the point where the rest of his team just got collapsed on, and Siena just pushed for point 2. As we had said, I thought a contest was going to come through for second point, but Ryder's just a little too slow as they miscalculated. They ulted to try to get on that point, but by the time that ult came out, the point was captured. And Ryder's not even looking to go straight to the point. They are looking to go straight to the high ground, around the outside, around the back, leaving nothing but the Sojourn on as Cork is immediately going to be rushing in there. They do not get the engage that they want. Knife misses and nobody goes hard into the paint. Basketball type commentary from me for a second, even though this is Overwatch. I don't know why. But yeah, misses the knife, doesn't go immediately because he does find this knife. He wanted to go, but it doesn't pull anybody in. Static Beta into the back line.
Reaper on the back line, very dangerous.
Which one?
Managed to get out.
Dangerous for who? Because I thought it was bad for Ryder for a second, but as soon as it got turned on, I thought it was dangerous for him.
Both sides.
Sojourn is pushing this point uncontested.
And now it's gonna get contested as Siena does collapse, but finds nobody. Cork does return to their side of their DPS. And right now, Mr. Altitude finding their lives low. All the HP that's been shredding for the side of Ryder is just building up these ultimates for the side of Siena. Right now, life at 84%. You need to capitalize on these kills, Ryder. Otherwise, these supports are just going to be free to build up the supports. But the same thing goes for you, Siena. Cork just walks out of there with barely 100 HP. And now, that's like 500 ult charge points for the side of Ryder. These games have become a game of ultimates right now, and both teams are just handing it to them. Whoever uses it better is really the game that we are currently playing. And speaking of ultimates, the Kiriko ult is going to be coming out for the side of Ryder. Life uses that, and they secure the kill onto Cork. He dies in the building, but Grizz is going to be finding Chunk. Step Beta looking to get into this back line. Not going to be finding anything but a boop, but Ryan getting dangerously low. He cannot secure the kill. Oh, why am I lagging suddenly? Hello? I think my frames died for a hot second. That was...
My friends have been doing that this whole game.
That was interesting. My internet also kicked up, so I think my whole computer just died for a second. Anyway, ultimates from the side of Ryder good coming out as the Blade is also going to be finding a kill for once.
Ooh,
I think that's the first time I saw a Blade kill, but the grab is going to come out to deny any kind of push from the side of Ryder once again, and Grizz also acknowledges the grab. Respect when it is good. Sojourn,
Indeed, a nice throw.
Sojourn almost being the last one out again, but this time being the last one to die that fight, so going to the spawn last. Ultimates on the side of Ryder is heavy, but Bailey, that beat is going to deny almost, probably two of them, if anything. Static does have one of his own, but Ryan, the counter, he's lurking, he's waiting, he knows, but so does Ryder. He is getting pinged out as he does make his escape. Cork is going to be looking for this entrance. That bubble is down. He's going to look for ult in 3, 2, 1. Nope, I am wrong about that one. Right now, this fight is stalling out. There it is. He looks for that opening. He goes right through the middle, but the anti or the cleanse from Kiriko is what's going to be keeping them alive right now. And that beat counter is going to be allowing Siena to get these kills. 3 go down. Lasers once again being the last to die.
Really great play from those Siena supports, keeping everybody up from that rampage.
Rampage was massive, but
That was
the supports
everyone,
just,
was it?
it was everyone, but the supports, especially the Fury, just nullified it. Very good play on their part.
Only really able to climb 3, but that's still more than enough. That beat does come through to supplement that defense that they need. Right now, Ryder is running out of time. 10 seconds remain on the board. Thanks, announcer, saying exactly what I just said too. But right now, Ryder needs to find these kills, but they also can't be giving any up. Ryan with the ultimate to save this team. As right now, Siena is going to be looking to push in with that Kiriko ulti, and Lasers does find that kill. That is very important to find. Bailey going down. Less heals on the side of Siena right now. Not a lot's happening except for now another kill onto Static Beta. Ryder can't get off this point though. They are very dangerous close, and this would be looking like a last fight syndrome for the side of Siena right now. Do they want to contest? No. If anything, they are making the good call of backing up immediately and looking to just regroup and play for second point. They don't need to make the same mistake that Ryder did and give up this point, but they do end up with the same amount of time pushing this point.
Low-key a little insane. I'm not gonna lie.
Gary finding themselves in a dangerous position, having to TP away again, but wasn't that far. The but they're still here in this fight. Mr. Altitude getting brought real low, but that bubble is going to keep himself alive real quick. That grab is going to come through.
Massive
He's
grab.
going to be finding 2, 3, maybe, yeah, that's it, just 3. And right now, Corked on the wrong side of 10. Never mind, going back to his spawn. And once again, we see the Sojourn making their way out.
Good attempt by Ryan. That boop was pretty good, but with the Reaper there, that grab just still got so much value.
Chunk with this Sojourn ultimate, I feel like he is going to try to lead with it. Once that slide comes out to get it hit, to allow him to disengage, he is going to be going in with it. Maybe? Assessment? Fair? Nope. He gets booped off to the low ground. He's not really in a good position to use this. Almost getting caught out by his counterpart that is lasers, but Static is actually going to be the one that finds that. Static TP's up with nearly no health, immediately dies. This fight gets even. And right now, Bailey's the only one that gets hit with that ultimate. Carnage bringing him, but it does pop out the cleanse. The cleanse isn't going to be there for like another 2 seconds, but Kowalski, or 12 seconds, but Kowalski and Life going to be popping the Kitsune rushes. And once again, the blade is going to be coming through. But everything that is basically Zarya negates anything that is Genji. The blade, the bubbles, none of it matters right now. Static Beta on point with the die, spin to win. Going to be canceling any push from Ryder. Doesn't need Cork to be caught up in it, because if you ain't got a team, you ain't got heals. Well, Junker Queen does. Very minor. But it's not enough.
And now they're in lost fight territory, and we have to see what they're able to pull off here.
The Lucio beats are going to be the ones that are online. Lasers is very close to theirs. And can Mr. Altitude build up his bubble real quick? A fast bubble for him will probably net them a win on this fight. I said bubble, but I meant grab. But he's not building up this grab as fast as I would like. As Ryder is all on this. And Mr. Altitude does understand that his target needed to be Ryan. But Ryan does have that beat. He does not get that aim right away. But Static Beta is going to be the one that takes down the supports. But so is Lasers. But the grab is going to come through. And the beat, not the beat, the blade. The deflect is what's going to keep him alive just for another second. Just delay the inevitable. Chunk, that's a little toxic. He's already dead. You don't got to be putting bullets into his dead body and then a railgun shot. Because at the end of the day, Dorado goes over to Siena. The score is currently 1-1. Ryder in Siena living up to their... Let's go to map 4, 5, maybe 6.
Oh my god, I have work tomorrow.
I'm sorry, you're here.
Overwatch is more important.
True, I stand myself.
Or rather, Ryder versus Siena Overwatch is more important.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
They go.
not another one of these situations. Good thing is, we'll never go to map 6 again due to the way Overwatch 2 is set up.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Makes me sad more than anything.
What, you want to go tiebreaker like 0.6 tiebreaker on Anubis?
Yes.
Honestly, yeah, I'd rather have that than Overwatch 2, like competitive rules. I'm gonna be so honest. I'd rather have that.
Fair enough. Dorado being very interesting. As I said, Ryder ultimately lost the pushes due to the situations they kind of put themselves in, where they would just catch themselves out. They would separate themselves from each other, and somebody would just get caught out, and it would just snowball for Siena. For Siena's defense, I'm not even sure. Like, they just held properly for the most part.
That last fight was like a
say,
perfect example of that. Like, Static killed the Curie, and then the Lucio was over. Like, I saw Static attack the carry, and I was like, oh yeah, this fight is dumb.
No, absolutely. The play really throughout the game, but especially toward the end there on that Reaper from Static was huge for Siena.
Static lurking in the back line. Even though a lot of the time he was seen, it didn't negate any threat the man really had.
In the last fight, at least, Static actually just fell on the Curie from high ground, and I don't think there was anyone on the high ground. I think Raiga was just getting off it when that happened.
Ugh. New Queen Street. Why is it every time somebody types New Queen Street, I am thinking Midtown, or like I think Midtown. Like I just can't. My brain does not work.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. New Queen is probably like the best option right now.
I like Coliseo.
I
Actually,
I don't
you
know
want to know what's interesting?
what.
What's
I
interesting?
think Ryder is really good on Runasapi specifically, but we haven't seen Runasapi in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen them really play Runasapi, not to my memory. I think at least like once, and they were like pretty good, but I can't really judge at all.
Hmm. I do see. I think we can get a quick replacement. Let me get this man in here. Let me see if we ain't got Soggy, but we can have this man instead. And as we just transition into
You know,
into New Queen Street. Anyway, allow me to quickly introduce our boy. Instead of Soggy, because he's in the enemy backline, we now have also our diver, Doomfist main, Keys from Ryder and Ryder alum. Introduce
Yeah,
yourself.
you know.
My goat! Oh my god!
Oh my God, it's been a long time coming. But I do appreciate being on this. I feel like it'll add a little bit of energy when energy is needed.
Are you
But
are you even in the game right now to watch? Like on Overwatch
No.
itself?
just wait, just give me a minute.
Nifty, can you get this man in here when he does join?
Thank you.
Anyway,
I got you.
Anyway, the quadcast is complete once again, finally. God dang it, Keys. Let me see.
You know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you're gonna throw some energy on. You gotta keep it going.
All right. The goat himself.
Nah, dude. You know who's the GOAT?
I would say Soggy, but he's not here.
You said it. You said it.
This man hates us.
He betrayed us.
It's okay.
Sad.
It's okay. I miss my Doomfist player.
You know, I kind of like the approach that Ryder's gonna go into here. Just straight dive into it. One thing that I really gotta watch out is just timing. I feel like timing is the key to win and dive. They can get good timing on, you know, and just watch cooldowns. I feel like they can take it.
Taking their time, Static getting out of a sticky
Static.
situation, but it's not
Beautiful.
gonna matter as Grizz gets that done very quickly.
The dash is going to be what's finishing him off. But Cork finds the head of Bailey somehow. So right now, Grizz is going to be the one on the retreat as he is very low, but it doesn't matter as all of Siena are going to find themselves in a situation that results in them going back to spawn. So
Great job here. I 100% agree.
Anyway, Keys, welcome to the cast. It's interesting to say, like, technically it's late in the game, but at the same time we are 1-1, so it's practically
The beginning.
the beginning. Especially when it's a Ryder Siena game. We're almost guaranteed 3 maps, so it's basically the beginning for you.
Full ass Oppenheimer movie.
So, yeah.
Looking forward to another 3 great rounds with you guys.
Absolutely.
But yeah. Mr. Altitude sticking onto that Zarya that did find great success last map. Those grabs were very devastating for the side of Ryder, but right now, Ryder not finding themselves in a good position to really do much in this fight, so they immediately disengage. They don't give up any space for the bot, but they do turn it over to them. Respecting their space and looking to go back in when they need to, but right now Mr. Altitude is probably pushing up into a bit of a dangerous position.
Ooh.
But the supports do come up, but Bailey is going to be finding himself off the map, going to be making some snow angels down there real quick. Static needs to TP out, as right now Ryder's be looking to go in onto the backline. Grizz finds Static once again, this time not a dash, but instead a melee. Life is going to be losing theirs real quick. Ragai is going to be booping it out of existence, and once again that knife kill coming out. Ragai punching Mr. Altitude.
Absolutely. I gotta say, one thing that's been like, I don't know, maybe overlooked, just past games, you know, Quirked. That dude can really play a tank. I had never seen this guy make I would say like 80% of the time making great calls. I bet you on their comms right now, he's dictating the pace, the level, and the engagement. And this guy can just run wild. I've seen him and played with him multiple games. He can just play everybody by a book.
Siena rush is going to be coming out from Siena, as is now finally countered by Ryder, but it doesn't matter, as Cork is going to be finding himself caught out immediately dead in that fight, being that one that's dictating the fight, but he is being the one that dictates this flow right now, as the enemy, as right now Ryder does need to retreat. Not sure if he was making that call or his death just put everybody into a panic as they do back up. But Ryder does have 57% and the forward spawn, so they are immediately here to counter the Siena push. Looking for Static with that ultimate right now. He was a menace to Society last time. If Society was Ryder, that is what he's doing. Right now he's going to phase into the backline as that grab is going to be coming out, and it is going to be looking for more. I think Static was really trying to be reserved with that. He's like, they're already dead. And he didn't really want to press the button, but as soon as he saw 3 alive, he finally presses it. And right now, Siena come out on top with Life and Chunk being the last 2 remaining in this fight.
I can't believe that Ajax happened. Tears to my eyes.
I heard it, but I didn't see it. What happened exactly?
He beat it, and then I forgot who killed him. I think it was Altitude. Altitude just...
Rip them
Right
apart.
guy was just deleted.
My guy was deleted. And speaking of things that are about to delete, hopefully the Sojourn's looking for kills. Chunk's going to be ulting right now, but brought into the side of Ryder. Immediately knifed into there, but Static gets the kill into the support, and I think supports are probably one of the most devastating kills to get. They dictate the flow of the fights for the most part. Grizz is going to be looking for that backline right now against Life. Gets the, actually takes away the health pack, so they cannot have any of it. Right now, speaking of supports, both supports down for the side of Siena and Ryder are going to be pushing this bot once again. Never fully losing control as they are up 7 meters. But Siena never got forward spawns, so Ryder is going to get this bot back up into a good position before Siena can even contest. How many grabs during play until Chris spawned? A good question. Right now, this Karn is going to be up, and he sees 4. He's going to use it. He is going to negate 2 healings for the other team, but it doesn't matter. His life is going to be cleansing that. But it doesn't matter. You can't cleanse them so they could stay alive if they're already dead. Life, Bailey, Static Beta, Chunk finally respawning, but Mr. Altsu finally dying. And right now, Ryder on the push.
I gotta say, like, this type of chemistry they got going on here, they've improved a lot. I gotta give it to Quirk and the team behind them. Like, oh my god, it's like they just roll up and they're like already here.
Right now, once again,
Quirk's in a very dangerous spot.
both tanks just ignoring the back line, or both tanks going into the enemy team backline. But an ultimate and a Static Beta for the side of Siena takes out Quirk. And right now, Mr. Altitude running it down with his team. But once again, that forward spawn is going to be bringing back Cork very quickly, so they might... Nah, they're going to let go of this forward spawn, but they are not going to let go of this push right away. Siena is going to be coming out for the side of Ryder. Actually, on the back end, I was not ready for that one. But right now, Ryder does go in, but Mr. Altitude is getting the better of them. But Static finding Ryguy, no HP on the side of Ryder. Cork is the only one that's left there. Axe it to the face. And Grizz is just looking to push the bot to delay the inevitable right now. Dashing, looking for a kill, trying to get out, but instead he's just going back to spawn.
I gotta say, that's actually a great play by Quirk, because look at his ult right now. He just used it like a fight ago, and he's got it back. Like, these are the type of things that, like, a lot of people miss, where they were like, oh, he's throwing this, he's throwing that. But the way he, like, is able to engage and play, thinking about the future with what ult he has and what he can generate, it's crazy. It's crazy. He's playing a different game, low-key. Shit, man.
Siena finally does get the position where they can get that forward spawn, but grab is going to come through, and that spin to win. The Static Beta Zarya, but the time for the reckoning is going to come out when he has no health. You said he looks forward to the future, but he didn't see that in the crystal ball. Now he is going to fall without that. Goes pointless, and Siena are looking to tie. You can never really try. You can technically tie this match, but looking to try to take the lead with this push right now. I think Ryder will still be able to contest, probably around 93%, 94, and counting. Ryder is giving up a lot of space, but they are not going to let go of the lead just yet. When Life wants it, they're going to be tossing out the Kitsune, and they're going to be enable Static to go in. Chunk is going to be coming out with the Sojourn ulti, looking to get the better of their counterpart that is Lasers. Cork is going to slow down the push by Tate returning it. Guy going down. Kowalski going down. Corked. Getting 3 with Grizz right now. Mr. Altitude full charge, but it doesn't matter if he's full charged, if he's 0 health. And right now, team kill from the side of Ryder. Barely, actually not even holding on. They just gave up a little bit of speed. 2 minutes to get back that lead.
Wow.
That's my dream team.
Really great retake by Ryder.
Good retake with minimal ult usage because, like we said, Cork did burn his ult by accident in the previous fight. And right now, Brian, Grizz, and Lasers with their ultimate. The dragon becomes you. And right now, Grizz really looking for that kill. He gets a blade kill. Gonna be looking for more. Not gonna be going up against that Zarya. He saw it for a second and said, nah, never mind. Let me out of here. Right now, looking for more. Gonna be finding Mr. Altitude. Life TP's out. And right now, 1 minute left for this retake.
Static was trying to flank Lasers, but Lasers just slid right in the nick of time, and Static just didn't get much value that fight.
Static just did the big oopsies any Reaper should never do, and that's TP in front of the enemy team, losing out on all of his, like, his survival tools. I think he tried to sneak in there with that ultimate, or with that teleport, but it just costed him that life. And his team had to commit so much resources to keep him alive just for them to lose this fight, resulting in a team kill. And now Ryder looking to close out this point. I don't think they're going to do it just yet, but 30 seconds remain for Siena to run it back is very tight. The Kitsune is going to be coming out from the side of Ryder, but Die is going to be negating it immediately. Mr. Altitude finding 1, and so is Static Beta. As Siena now on this push, Ryder should just regroup and look to play that final fight. I think that's what they are being forced to do. But how are they going to handle this? They have no ultimates. Life will have theirs. But right now, what we've seen is that Kiriko ultimate has been the least impactful ult, in my opinion, throughout this entire series. It's sad to say, but I'm not sure how it's going to hold up coming into this. But like I said, that is going to be the only ultimate up in this fight right away. Chunk will build his during that. I don't think Ryder will get any. Waiting for people to get caught out. Laser does find 1. Chunk, that one that was also important. Ryder could just play this. They just need to come back and go for that attack. Chunk is going to be nowhere near, but they do get forward spawn right now. Static is going to be the main target, trying to cut out this DPS. The tanks are there, but they're not important. Right now, Cork looking for the squishies, looking for the supports. He is losing health rapidly, and his team really needs to be there. Right now with the spawn advantage, but that's only because they are on the back foot. But right now, Siena not in a good position to finish these kills. The beat does come down, and it is going to keep everybody alive. Cork does have that ultimate to negate any kind of healing, but Grizz is going to be finding himself on the deathbed. Right now, 2 put down for the side of Ryder, but Lasers return 1. Life, that heal, both healers down. 3. Cork is going to be finding 3. Right now, it's just going to be Static and Mr. Altitude. No heals on the side of them except for the shields and the Reaper. Self-sustain that they got, but it's not going to be enough. Cork, everybody. The proper delay of all the ultimates from the side of Siena to allow Ryder to get in there with their own ultimates and win that fight is what's going to net them that play. And potentially, let's see if this is the play of the game that just happened. I wasn't watching it directly, and it wasn't. It was 2 minutes ago. But perfectly good execution from the side of Ryder to hold off this point. Oh
Crazy last fight. Oh my god.
You know, I feel like I'm left speechless a little bit. But I said in the beginning, Quirk plays at a different level, I feel like. Whenever he's in his mode, he plays at a such different level. Movement, mechanics, everything. You know, also talked to him personally. Great guy. Great guy down at heart. So he's got that working in his corner.
Did he pay you to inflate his ego, bro?
Probably.
I plead the fifth. I'm not going to comment on that.
One thing I will say on the side of Ryder, they found the team comp that worked for them, and they ran with it. I do not think I've seen a single hero swap on their side
Yeah, no,
since we began.
from the few scrims I've like seen and like filled in for, this is like their bread and butter. And like, yeah, it works. They make it work, and why fix what ain't broke?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because sometimes you go up against a life that knows how to cleanse everything, and a Zarya that negates every blade. Why fix what ain't broke? But it was very scary going into all that.
Personally,
Uh,
I would have picked totally different comp. But it's me. I would pick Doom, 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 Doom. 5
Man.
Doom. You can play that. I don't
I think you
know.
forgot the Doom.
if
Yeah, I think I
only.
forgot a little bit.
And remember, we're going into 6v6 soon, so add another Doom.
Yeah,
That doesn't
DPS
hurt.
Doofus is coming back.
Absolutely. Peak. Remember those
Actually,
good old days.
DPS
They were
Doomfist.
never good days.
I can finally play a game I like again.
I miss DPS Doomfist. I will never forget that.
I don't.
I will never forget that rollout that we made on King's Row.
That was
Oh
crazy.
my god, the classic. Oh my god.
And you want to know what's funny? Thinking about it, you want to know why we did that rollout? Because I came up with it. Because I would have to play DPS. Because somebody wasn't there, like they aren't here now.
You know,
mm,
my man,
that's awkward.
the OG. I gotta give him. He's the OG. That's my ride or die right there. He's a busy guy. He's got a lot of stuff going on. But that's like number one. That's the boy you want in your back pocket on speed dial when stuff goes wrong. Talking about Sagi. Like
I
great
like that
quality
you
streams,
didn't
by the way. You guys
specify
should tune in
it.
100%.
I need to check this man's bank account. I'm looking for that account transfer real quick. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that Zelle invoice.
Sponsored.
Not sponsored. I don't know why. Everybody's bank has Zelle. The banks advertise themselves. Everybody, we do this for free as casters. So you could Zelle us all. Venmo? Don't know. I'll put a QR code up on the stream.
Give you a nice meow if you PayPal me $5.
Ready for battle.
Anyway, Flashpoint is going to be the 4th map. Sadly. Not sadly. Yes, sadly that it is Flashpoint. This game mode. It's basically the first controls points, but you never have a transition, and they go much faster. I don't like Flash. Keys, how do you
Flashpoint
feel?
thing.
4, 3, 2, 1.
He doesn't. He absolutely doesn't.
He doesn't. He feels nothing.
It's beyond words.
Interesting to see Chunk on the Venture. I've seen Static in the past be the one to play the Venture. So kind of interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. So once again, the switch ups from the side of Siena to try to make this work. Right now, that monkey is going to be finding the kill that they need, but it doesn't matter as both Kiriko's are going to be the first kills on the side of both teams. And right now, Ryder looking like they are running thin right now. They're not getting the better of Siena. And right now, they need to either escape or get killed. Point does
Perfectly
go over.
timed the Suzu from Life. That was the major reason Chunk was even able to live there and get value. Very, very nice showing from Siena that fight.
I'm quite interested. I'm going to take a quick look at how our Kowalski does going into this game. I do believe that their Discord name is different, so I'm like trying to say what I see on screen instead of their username, so it's difficult. But right now, we're going to keep their team alive, but Lasers is going to be finding the kill that they want. Cork is looking to make this an easy fight. Right now, 60% on the board for the side of Siena. As eventually, oh, don't C9, Ryder. You did give up an extra 2% there by jumping off the point real quick. And 66% on the side of Siena right now. He is actually a good position. One more fight, and once they turn over this point, they only need to negate probably one more fight, and this first point will be there. So right now, Ryder is looking to contest any kind of take, as Siena is looking to come up through the side, but Bailey is going to be finding themselves going back to spawn immediately. Flashpoint, flashlight, just gone. Not life themselves, but, you know, Bailey's life. Whatever. Comments are bad. Type in chat how bad I am at commentating. Leave me alone. Anyway. So, with that loss of Bailey, Siena does slow it down, and right now, Ryder is going to be evening up the score right now, 66%. So whoever wins this fight is probably going to be looking to take this point entirely. Siena all jump in as a unit looking to go, but everybody splits up. Cork really wants to find this ultimate, but he looks around, can't find anybody. He's going to go in, and as soon as that Kiriko is dead, nobody's there to cancel out the carnage. So as soon as that happens, it came out, and Siena lose this point. Flashpoint does not end when the first point is taken, so we are gonna go. I think I have the flashpoints, or like the little icons. I don't know if this is a spectator thing. It doesn't show me where the point is, except for like the outline. It doesn't have like the dot on the upper part.
It's not just you, it's for me as well.
It's for me as well. I blame the game mode. You know, this is an amazing game mode.
Small indie company. Anyway, Kowalski finding kill onto life immediately, who does switch to that, what's it called?
Crazy.
A lot of ultimates are going to be coming out from, actually no, just trades right now. The blade comes out from Static Beta, but it's not going to find anybody, as Ryan is going to be beating to keep his team alive. Static is going to get knifed and immediately caught out, but his dash is what keeps him alive. Life finding a better Grizz, and now Static Beta going back in. Ooh! Ultimate from Chunk is only going to be finding one. Kowalski going down. The Ryder is going to be looking to get as much percentage on the board as they can. It's not going to be much for this fight go around, but it is something.
I gotta say, that was a great pick. You know, like, it took a lot of resources for Ryder to finally go down, but once they went down, they're able. Like, the best thing about like the game plan for, like, if you know you're gonna lose a fight, try to get 1 or 2, so that next fight you're at an advantage. And that's what the things that Cork does the best at, is like, he'll engage, he might lose a fight or whatever, but he'll take one with him, so that next fight's easier.
Sojourn is going to be ulting on the side of Ryder to try to do things, but it's not going to be what's opening up this fight, as Cork is going to be the first one onto the point, finding 2. And right now, Mr. Altitude trying to deny as much as he can, getting people into the corner and denying a push. But Ryder is going to return this point back to their favor.
Yeah, these trades have been pretty close, I've noticed so far for this point.
I think it's slowly working as time goes on in Ryder's favor each time. Like last fight, immediately off rip, Quirk got 2. And that just snowballed the entire fight from there on.
Ultimate's in favor of Ryder right now, that Carnage and third ultimate. They are looking for that Kyrie, as I say their name. They get jumped on immediately. I'm just lost, as Cork does use the ultimate to try to get to this point, but it's not going to be enough, as a lot of Siena looking to take advantage of this point right now. And they are going to flip the point 99%. Nope, 98%. I was wrong. The Ryder still has a potential to touch this point and turn it over to their favor. If they win this fight, they win this point. But if Siena could deny any pressure, then we'll be going the distance on this kind of map. Flashpoint crazy. Siena is going to be coming out from the side of Ryder, and they're going to be looking in immediately. Bailey finding their life gone immediately. Life is going to be ulting with that Coalescence, but it's not going to be enough. It doesn't matter when you have 3 enemies looking at you. Grizzly finding that kill that he needs, and Mr. Altitude trying his best on point. Ryder is going to secure second flashpoint.
Very clean target focus there.
Siena, really?
That fight.
Siena needs to bring this back. I want a map 5.
Come on, Siena. Lock
I feel like Ryder is able to wrap it like a Chipotle burrito, not sponsored. You know, you just put the toppings, the mixings, you shake the hand, the head, like, come on, bro, give me a little extra, and you get it, but they double charge you anyways, and then you get a little pissed. But it's all about everything has to come together for a Chipotle burrito, and that's what's happening here with Ryder.
Siena's got 4 ults coming up here. This could turn in their favor.
But
It looks like Static with the
getting
Genji
those
now.
dash kills, though.
they have the ultimates, but they're not going to need it for this initial fight. Point's going to go over to them when somebody goes back onto it for a second. So they are gonna have a good, strong defense, but given enough time, Lasers and Cork will both have theirs. Kowalski's gonna be the one that's lagging behind, but so is Life themselves, just a little ahead. But
Yeah, I anticipate this being a alt-heavy fight coming out.
I expect the blade in a second. 3, 2, 1. Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
And Grizz is not going to be finding the kills that he wants. Every time he gets like one, or that's it, or none. But it doesn't matter, as 2, 3 enemies or players from the side of Siena are going to be falling to the side of the Rider. Cork does most of the work. Grizz does the cleanup. Right now, Mr. Altitude looking to just rejoin with his team so he can heal up. Ultimates online once again for Siena, and they're going to be a major factor. Chunk getting booped out of his drive, but right now beats are going to be coming out. Excavation Initiation is going to come out, and Static is going to be finding one with his blade, but Grizz is not going to be needing a blade for his kills. He's going to be dashing through the side of Siena right now. It's looking in favor of Ryder, but it is going a bit slow. This fight is drawn on. Doesn't matter. Every second that we fight, I'm pretty sure Ryder gets about 2%. So Siena needs to finish these fights quickly. If they drag this out, they are probably going to lose the fight entirely. And right now, Mr. Altitude looking to get onto the supports, looking to go onto the point. Right now, challenging Lasers, who has that railgun, looking for Kowalski, finds the kill that they need. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it is a supportless tank and a Genji, and they really need to get on this point. 7% left on the board for them to get on, and they do touch.
Oh, dangerous boop, but managed to touch.
That boop was very close, and at the end of the day, he does touch. He is getting healed up very well. They might be able to get this, but they are losing members. Mr. Altitude is in desperate mode. The Kowalski is going to be throwing out this Kiriko ultimate so they can sustain this fight easily. Right now, it looks like Ryder, all that's left really is the Winton. Winton trying his best, zapping away, trying to get the ultimate, and it's not enough. 6% away, and all that remains is Bailey. But all that there is a defeat for the side of Siena. And Ryder University take Flashpoint to finish this series out 3-1. Ooh. They also took.
I have to say, yeah, like it's. Oh my God, that was like an interchange, like a turn of events. Like I'm stumbling. Like, wow, wowza.
Wowza.
Exactly. So like, bunch of stuff on the table. You know, bunch of stuff on the table. It's like, gee, Louis.
Yeah, that was a really fun series. But the only good thing about Siena losing is that I can go to bed a little earlier. I was hoping for a bit of a longer series, but I think regardless, Siena did put on a very good show there. Both teams did, but Ryder just had it locked down, especially for Flashpoint. They just kept sweeping every fight and just had such good coordination.
100%. 100%. Like, you know, there's only so many fries you can have in the basket until, like, you start getting your fries stolen.
What's with
if that
food
makes
analogies?
This man definitely goes to Five Guys and gets all the fries in the bag.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
You know.
But yeah, very enjoyable game. Any thoughts, Nourishment?
Well, I can't say I'm not disappointed we didn't hit that standard map 5 that we seem to see with these two teams, but
Depressing.
overall it was still a really great game, especially on the part of Ryder. And it was really great to watch.
It was very enjoyable, as I am now also tired. Nifty, you gave me a curse. I know you're yawning over there. Now I'm yawning.
Don't blame it on me.
Alright. Once again, an amazing series from both these teams. Ryder does take the entire series 3-1, but not going to end it just yet. Everybody knows, if you've been here long enough, we like to give MVPs for both these teams. So starting from left to right on the screen, which that means Yuki's, who's your MVP for Ryder and MVP for Siena?
I feel like there's like a lot of things going towards Quirk for the for Ryder itself, but one person I feel like is always looked over as an individual, but also as a great teammate, great guy. Personally know him, Grizzy, the big man Grizz. I'm telling you, when he shines in the sunlight, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. That's my pick. Even though Quirk is a great fundamental tank, Grizz just is able to shine in his own light. I give it to Grizz for Ryder. On Siena's side, you can see this from a mile coming. It's Life, 100%. Life takes it. MVP Life. The Kiriko plays, the aim, the mechanics, the Moria gameplay, everything wrapped together. Life's got it. Life's got it. For my opinion.
All right. And how about you, Nifty? Who are your MVPs?
It's a little hard because the way I spectated the game, I was free cam the whole time and I never focused on one person. So because of that, I saw a lot from each person. So and I saw a lot of good things from like each of the players. So it's a little difficult. Um, I think in Ryder, I'm like bouncing back between Quark and Grizz. Honestly, both of them. They're like such a dangerous tag team with that Junker Queen and Genji, and I see them just constantly be able to engage on the same targets, finish people off so quickly. It's always very fun to see, and also fun to play with as well. Sienna, I think I will have to agree with Keys and give it to Life. Um, I think Altitude is also a very good contender and Static as well, but I saw Life do a lot of these very clutch saving plays that even though they weren't very flashy with kills, they managed to win Sienna a lot of fights. So I commend them a lot for that.
All right. And I'm next in the list. So I agree with you guys on Grizz a lot, but the main reason I want to say is because I've watched how he's improved. Um, although I will be blunt about it, a lot of his ultimates fell flat, but that doesn't really matter. His it was his overall like coordinated dives. Why are we getting into a workshop chamber? Anyway, interesting. Uh, during the coordinated dives, he was a menace. The dashes, the kills were just there for him. Although he did a lot of that with Corked, Corked was not perfect either in the same situation. He had ultimates that basically felt like throwing, and especially with Life on the other side, negating a lot of that. The fact that he stuck with it was a bit interesting from like a just a direct strategy gameplay like aspect. Just kind of harsh for him to go into that, but he still stuck to it. But yes, ultimately I'm gonna give it to Grizz for all the improvement I have seen. And like you said at the end for Sienna, Nifty, I just actually prefer Mr. Altitude as he was coming into that tank position on I think very short notice, and he did an amazing job. Every time I saw these two tanks, so both for the winning team and technically the losing team, they both basically had the same thing. They both did their job. They both went into the backlines, and whether or not they found success was both a combination of their own skill and how well the other team handled it. And even though at the end of the day Santa lost, he Mr. Altitude found a lot of value when they needed it. So mad respect for him to come into that. I'm not saying Life did bad. I'm just saying I just liked what Mr. Altitude brought at such short notice. Also, Static did do a good job. Those coordinated fights, especially with the Zarya, the Reaper specifically, Static was very good. But yes, Mr. Altitude is going to get my MVP. And now, Nourishment, Sienna bias. No, I'm just kidding.
I might be a little Sienna biased, I will admit that.
I think we're all
But
Sienna bias. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I like Nifty was also free cam for most of the game. So in the chaos of everything, you see a little bit of this and that. On the side of Ryder, I am also kind of rotating between Quarked and Grizz. You saw some really great plays from both of them. And you guys, with all of your wow words again, you guys had some really great, you know, commentary explanations on why you guys, awarded your MVPs. And for a lot of the same reasons as you guys, I won't be redundant. But on the side of Sienna, I, of course, have to lean toward my lovely support duo Life. They had a lot of really great plays, especially on that Kiri. I did hear ahead of time they might be sitting in Kiri jail, so was not surprised to see a lot of that gameplay from them. We also saw a lot of really good play from Static with that Reaper, especially. We saw a lot of really good Death Blossoms, a lot of really good general play from them. Um, Overall, each individual on both teams had some really great moments, so it's hard to, pick a particular person, but I would say that those individuals really had their moments.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
is my interneting?
Not anymore.
Oh, incredible.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Hotspot.
Can you repeat? So who's your overall MVPs?
Oh, oh gosh.
Uh,
I don't know how much of
no,
that
no,
you guys caught.
no, no, you're good.
We're
Just at this point, just tell me like who you give it to for
we'll go
Sienna.
with names.
Yeah.
So for Ryder, I was between
We heard
oh my
you. We
gosh.
heard you for Grizz and
Sorry,
Cork.
my tabs are okay, great. On Sienna, I'm going to kind of rotate between Life and Static.
Okay, that's all fair. They did have a great showing. But yeah. All right. Everybody had a great plays. We love Ryder Sienna. And what did you want to say, Keys?
I just want to say that low key based straight up. I see the picture now.
But yeah. And with that, I think we're gonna call it here for the cast. Keys, thank you for joining us very late into the stream, but it's always appreciated. You had to step up for your DPS duo when he didn't show up. Big rip on that part.
It's it's all right. Like he's Biggie, I'm Tupac. We run this joint straight up.
Crazy analogy, but okay.
But yeah. Once again, to recap, Ryder takes the entire series 3-1. Once again, it was a good series. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it from us on the cast. That was me, Ranger, joined by Keys, Nifty, and Nourishment, specifically from Siena. All of us are alumni. Thank you, Keys, for keeping up the theme. But yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you, everybody who stopped by this stream, and thank you for watching. And once again, congratulations to both teams for an amazing job, but congratulations to Ryder for the win. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. Say goodnight, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
I bet you know it.